the big question that a lot of people have is, does that change the rating? It was rated an EF4. Is it an EF5 now? No, because EF ratings are determined by damage, by surveying the damage, not by radar estimates.
How can that thing be an EF4, but the wind speeds make it as an EF5? Like, those wind speeds exceed over the EF4 category. Like, seriously? I am utterly disappointed with this knowledge. Hey guys, Ethan here, otherwise known as the Valid Transcendent Liner. Welcome back to the channel. If you guys seen me before, welcome back. If you guys are new, welcome. So today I'm going to be reacting to a particular tornado report that happened on May, and this is in Iowa. As a weather psychic, I'm going to be reacting to the deep analysis of the report that other storm spotters and meteorologists have gotten from this tornado. And I'm going to get into some other parts that people have gone to some controversial drama about it, though. It's somewhat of a drama, but a lot of people have made some disagreements, but in conclusion, it's very questionable, but I understand why they did that. But without further ado, let's look into the video.
Stacy, you might have heard recently from around that there was, the Greenfield tornado was the strongest ever recorded. Well, here's where that's coming from. There were some researchers who recently released some data they took from a mobile radar truck that was about 300 yards or so east of the tornado, right when it went through Greenfield. So it had a radar beam that then kind of shot up from the truck about 100 feet off the ground when it hit the tornado. They then used those measurements to calculate the ground level wind speeds, which were estimated to be over 300 miles per hour, right in this range, 309 to 318 miles per hour. Why is that a huge deal? Because these sort of mobile radar trucks that go out have only ever measured winds that strong in 2 other tornadoes, both of those down in Oklahoma over the years. Now, the big question that a lot of people have is, does that change the rating? It was rated an EF4. Is it an EF5 now? No, because EF ratings are determined by damage, by surveying the damage, not by radar estimates. But either way you slice it, whether, whatever the wind speed you want to measure, it was obviously a very powerful, deadly, and damaging tornado. Ben and Stacy?
Well, that was a record-breaking tornado event that we ever had so far. The 2 twists that the guy mentioned, that it is true that we had 2 in Oklahoma. One was the May 3rd, 1999. That's a still old event, but still a very famous one to this day, and that one had wind speeds of over 300 miles per hour. The second one was the El Reno tornado. That was on May 31st, 2013. That one, it's still somewhat a record-breaking twister event, but that's also a very unimaginable event that no meteorologists were prepared for. The thing about this particular tornado that I'm going through right now is that this was very new, and this was something that I'd never seen before. And unfortunately that this news that I'm looking at through right now, you guys are seeing earlier, they didn't show the twister itself, but in another video though, this tornado had subvortices spinning around this massive tornado itself though. It's just so erratic, and it's like a new phenomenon type of thing I've never seen before. It's like, I would say up to like 6 to 8 subvortice like funnels spinning around like erratically. Like, I've never seen those before though. Like, I do kind of see those in other tornado videos, but this one had a lot more subvortices than any other twister I've seen so far. And I don't know if any other tornado has ever gotten this. And the thing I'm going to mention is that this next piece here is going to sound very controversial, because a lot of people around the world have a question about this, and I even question myself, why is it that rating? But I want to show you guys this clip real quick that I pieced out though, because this piece is very critical to why it's kind of a bit controversial, but I understand why, and a lot of people had to respect it, including myself.
The big question that a lot of people have is, does that change the rating? It was rated an EF4. Is it an EF5 now? No, because EF ratings are determined by damage, by surveying the damage, not by radar estimates.
How can that thing be an EF4, but the wind speeds make it as an EF5? Like, those wind speeds exceed over the EF4 category. Like, seriously? I am utterly disappointed with this knowledge. Anyway, before I get into the deeper analysis of why that it is an EF4 category, is that I want to clarify is that the wind speeds of an EF4 is 166 miles per hour to 200 miles per hour. That's the rated scale for the EF4 category. EF5, anything over 200 is basically a maxed out category. That's basically how it works. Now, the thing I want to dive deeper is that the tornado rating and the damage structure rating, they're not the same. They're completely different from each other. So, even though that the tornado category was in EF5, but the problem is that the amount of destruction on every structure, like a house, a school, or mall, etc., all those structures are rated EF4. And this thing was close enough to reach an EF5 category, but it missed some certain criteria that it didn't really meet. And that was the reason why it was rated an EF4. It looked like it could have been an EF5, but the problem is that this twister missed some areas that it didn't quite fully meet in that threshold, and that's why it was rated only an EF4. Now, whether you guys agree with me or not that, that I believe this should have been an EF5, even though that the National Weather Service concluded that it was an EF4, I still consider it, like, in my opinion, I'll say this thing was damaged by an EF5, and the damage rating was like that too. But like I said at the beginning, though, that we all have to respect of how the meteorologists rate these damages from any tornado. But overall, it's kind of hard to say that, whether you guys agree or not that this should have been in EF5, or you rather stick with the terms that, it's still EF4, even though that the wind speeds were well over the EF4 category. But man, it's kind of hard to give this up, even though it's already been, like, I would say nearly a couple months since this happened, and I still think this is still rated by an EF5 based on damage, but it's nothing I can do about that. And it's going to be like this forever, though. No matter what the wind speeds are, they're going to keep making sure that the damage checks are in place. If it meets those criteria, like I said, then it'll be concluded with the National Weather Service, and they'll kind of publish it out and finalize, every piece of evidence from any storm spotter. Anyway, this is all for my reaction, though. Hopefully this was very helpful information for you guys. And I want to be clear that I'm no meteorologist at all. I do learn a lot of stuff on research and from other storm spotters and meteorologists. Anyway, love and light to all of you guys. As always, stay shining out there. I'll see you guys next time.